All right, this is Jeff Waters from the Canadian metal band Annihilator, and you're watching the one and only Fury TV.
Hello, Jeff. How are you?
Gotta wait. I am doing just fine, thank you. Very good to be here on Fury TV.
Nice to have you here. Well, there is some long time we didn't hear anything for you because your last CD, Metal, was 2 years ago, and now you got some very good news. There will be a new record out called Annihilator. What can you tell us about it?
Well, the new CD, Annihilator, self-titled, well, obviously it's our first and last self-titled CD, but it was finished, I think, somewhere at the end of 2008, early 2009, but we had a record company that we were on, SPV Records in Germany. I guess the word is they went bankrupt. They went under, and we were lucky enough to get off the label before they went under, and instead of jumping to a new label, I decided I would just relax and finish the rest of the record and really take my time and make sure it was a good record and make sure we had a good record deal. So yeah, it took us a while to find the deal and to finish the record, but when we did, it was a good thing. It was the first Annihilator CD that I got to spend all the time I wanted on it, no pressure, no stress, and when it came time to do the mixing at the end, I took a vacation before I went to mix the record, and I went into that process very relaxed, and I think the mix is really good. So yeah, it's a pretty cool CD. I think it is definitely a special CD and a lot better than some of the last ones because of the rest and the long time it took to make it, and we had more fun, I think. You have more fun when you're less under stress, and we're not going to do any rushing our records anymore. We're going to take our time and not worry about deadlines and stuff. So.
Okay, but can we expect that you go back to the Neverland period, Alice in Hell, or do you stay in the line of the last records, Metal, and the other ones before that?
Well, I think we. Am I looking at you, like the people watching? I don't know. I don't even know. If I turn my head here, you're gonna be shooting the back of my head. You know what? I'm gonna sit with him, with my friend. Is this okay? Is that better? All right. Well, but then I can't look at you.
Yeah, I can look at you.
Okay, you can look at me. All right. So what are we doing here? Okay. Well, I think the new CD is. Let me see. Part of it might be a bit of a throwback or back to the roots, but only a small part. Definitely with the cover art. The cover art has more of a Alice in Hell, dead Alice in Hell feel on the cover artwork. But it's also more of a more modern CD. This is the fourth CD we've done with singer Dave Padden, who's also our guitar player. So yeah, it's been evolving in the last 4 records to a little bit of a evolved sound. I mean, we're just finding different sounds too. I mean, we may be going back a little bit, we're going forward a bit, but we're also finding new things, I think. Probably because we're listening to a lot of new bands that are friends of ours and getting a lot of influences. Also, Dave Padden is writing on the new CD, and he brings a lot of different influences into Annihilator's music too. So I don't know. It's not a go back to the roots thing. It's not a new style. It's just the next phase. I mean, the next. You know what I mean? It's the next era of the band, I guess.
Okay. Oh, you worked with a lot of guitar players, singers. Some I will not mention because I think you don't will like it. But other guys you recently talk, say Dave Davis, yeah, or.
I know what you're saying. Even the guy, I think it's one guy you're talking about, right? Yeah. Randy Rampage? Yeah. No, even Randy. I talk to him on email every 6 months, and we talk. He was our original singer on Alice in Hell in 1989, and then we brought him back in 1999, 10 years later, and did a really good record called Criteria for a Black Widow. And that lasted a short time, too, because Randy is an amazing frontman. He's a perfect frontman for a band, except he has a few issues. You know, drugs and alcohol are big killers of careers and people and lives. And I knew working with Randy what the problems and issues were, but there was something really tempting and about getting him back in the band, because he was such a good live frontman, and he had such an original voice, and the main thing is he had such incredible attitude. He was a frontman, but he also had this real attitude in his voice, almost like a punk meets metal singer, because he was from a punk rock background. But no, I still talk with Randy, but the musicians I've had in the band in the past were all hired musicians. I mean, essentially, Annihilator has been my solo project since I was a teenager, and you know, the albums are recorded. I play all the guitars and the bass and write all the music, and even write the drum tracks, the drums, and produce, engineer, mix, master, do the business stuff with my partner, album cover, layouts, you name it, we do it. Merchandise, the whole thing. It's just fun to do. But yeah, I've had a good experience with all the musicians. We had Mike Mangini in the band. He was a really cool drummer. A lot of drummers will know that guy. And Randy Black, one of the best drummers in metal too. He's in the German power metal band Primal Fear for the last 6 or 7 years. So yeah, I get to work with a lot of good musicians. The only difference I think now with Annihilator is that it's become the Jeff Waters and Dave Padden Annihilator project, because it's Dave's been with us for almost 8 years, and it's become all of a sudden a partnership, which I never thought would happen with Annihilator. But yeah, it's 4 albums now. It looks like he's going to be there till I die, so it's great working with him.
Yeah.
We're going to do this question with the guitar.
No. Beside that you are a player in Annihilator, okay, you are the creator of Annihilator, the guitar player. Even in the early years, I saw that you sing.
Well, sort of.
Yeah. Well, okay, that were the first concerts I saw. You were singing.
Oh, yeah.
But
okay.
beside that, you are also, well, you told already, the owner of the Water Sound Studio, and beside Annihilator, and you don't do anything with Annihilator. You're very busy with the Water Sound Studio and
lots of other things. We manage a couple of bands in Canada. I mix bands, records from around the world, a lot of Southern European and Asian bands. I write songs for other artists, everything from country ballads to pop songs. I write metal music. I play a bunch of guitar solos on other people's albums. I'm a father of some boys, young boys, and what else am I? Superman. I do everything. No, but the cool thing for me is that, like, if I list what I do in a year and a half, people will just scratch their head and go, how do you do all that? And you must be very stressed, and how do you have time and all that? But the thing is, with me, is I only have one job, and that's music. You know, it's different jobs in music. But if you think about it, I'm 44 years old from Canada, and my life has been just playing music and writing music and playing in a studio, and it's not work. It's a lot of fun to do it, right? So it seems like a lot of jobs I do when I say it, but it's fun. That's all I do. I don't do really anything else.